Hi, welcome to beautiful Seattle. It's a little hazy today, but that's Seattle. Thank you for joining. We are going to continue talking about types of businesses that you can start. Now, my goal is to give you the information that you need to make an informed decision so you know what kind of business that you really want to start. A lot of people think they want to have a brick and mortar store, but there's a lot of headaches involved with having a brick and mortar store, especially if you start one from scratch. I wouldn't recommend that as the best way to go. If you're wanting to do a brick and mortar type store, a freestanding building, a separate building than, from your home, I highly recommend that you would go with a franchise. There's several franchises out there. Now, what's the difference? Why pay somebody else to get your business started? Couldn't you just do it yourself? A franchise gives you a proven model. There's two things you get with a franchise. You get a proven model, and you get help. Basically, it may be a manual, but or a mentor, but you have help to get you through a lot of the hurdles. And if you're starting a business on your own, a brick and mortar store, a lot of those hurdles can become mountains really, very easily. So it's important that you understand the reason that you have to pay a lot of money to get a franchise, because you're going to be out a lot of money anyway. You're just hedging your bets by getting a proven franchise. Now, does that mean that every franchise is a good franchise? Absolutely not. There are people out there franchising businesses that are, let's just say, they're not all completely ethical. Let's just say maybe they aren't including everything. You may say, "Oh, I could get this franchise for only $10,000." Yeah, but what does that include? Are they sending you a manual and saying, "Here you go, $10,000 for a manual that tells you how to start your business"? That may not be the best idea. You can follow, what we're going to teach and probably get as much information out of as you would, that manual. So there are a lot of different businesses out there, and a brick and mortar, you need to have a proven model, but you got to be very careful. So, am I saying that you need to go out and get a McDonald's? You probably can't afford to get a McDonald's franchise. One that's very popular is the Subway franchise, and they're fairly inexpensive. They're very well set up, and so that's one type of franchise. But anytime you have food handling, you've got a lot of special problems that you're going to have to remember that you're going to have to deal with. You have health inspectors, you're going to have health permits. All the employees are going to have to be permitted. They're going to have to, have TV shots, and, all these things, okay, that you're going to have to pay for if you're in a food handling. So you might, but there's as many franchises as there are ideas out there. I mean, you could have a candy store, you could have a popcorn store, you could have a hardware store, you could have a Subway, you could have any of these, sub shops. There's a few hundred probably of the submarine shops available out there too, or you can go all the way up, and it really depends on how much money you have and your risk aversion. The better franchises are going to be more expensive because you're going to get not just the proven model, but you're going to get more help in overcoming difficulties that you're going to have. Also, like on a Subway or a McDonald's, you know, they're doing a lot of the advertising for you, but you're going to have to pay for that still. But they get, you know, there's a discount, of course, they get by having mass advertising, but you're going to have to help pay for that advertising that they're sending out. So advertising is another huge expense that no matter what kind of business you're in, but especially a brick and mortar store, you've got to get people to the store. And a lot of that is location. You know, there's a story about when Thomas opened the Wendy's stores. You know that the Wendy's, that's his daughter, and so, you know, he named it after his daughter, and it's kind of cool. But he followed a proven model. If you'll notice that anywhere there's a Wendy's, there's going to be a McDonald's close by. So instead of doing all the location surveys and all that, he let McDonald's do all that. And then he just put his restaurants next to him, you know, sometimes right next door, because people are saying, you know, I had McDonald's yesterday. Let's try a Wendy's. You know, it's fresh and juicy. You know, it's a square hamburger. It's never a round hamburger. It's amazing. But that was key to his success. And he didn't have to do anything except follow a proven leader. And anytime you're in business, you want to follow a proven leader. You want to let them do all the hard work. You want to let them take the arrows in the back and learn all the hard lessons. And you just copy what they've done. If nothing else you take away from this training, if you will just take that away, you will come out so far ahead of everybody else. Do not do something you think no one else has ever done. It's like, oh no, I've never seen this. This must be new. I got to do this, and you're gonna fall on your face. I'm sorry, but especially in your first business, don't try to do something that somebody else has not succeeded, because you may think that, well, I don't see anybody else out there doing it, so it must be new. The internet's, you know, and businesses have been around for a long, long time. I'm pretty sure that somebody's already tried it. If it was going to be successful, they probably would have been. Don't do that. Even Branson, you know, he's rich and famous, and he's a very good businessman, but he has failed so many times. You know, Richard Branson, the Virgin Airline guy who owns Virgin Airlines. You know, he's tried his own cola. He's tried so many ideas, because he thought, hey, that's a good idea. I'm going to just go out and do that. And he's failed miserably. And he's a good businessman, and he's got a lot of money to back him up. So don't try something new. Just do what somebody else has already done and just follow them, model them, and you will come out so far ahead. Just take something like in the diet industry, just an example. So see what Weight Watchers has done. You know, if you want to have a brick and mortar store, see what Weight Watchers has done, or Jenny Craig's, or any of these that have a store, you know, have an actual business, and follow exactly what they're doing, if that's what you want. I'm not saying that's a good idea. You know, you could just get a franchise for them if you wanted to do that. But copy what the successful people are doing, and you can be successful.